Man, it's been a lot going on in hip hop, been a lot going on in our comment section as it pertains to talking about hip hop. We have deterred some Kendrick Lamar fans. Again, I want people to be clear. We are here to talk about hip hop and talk about what's going on in hip hop. And if Kendrick is absent, that is something to talk about. And I can honestly say, and we were on the phone talking about this the other day, I don't think I've ever seen anyone in their prime in hip hop take a 5 year break. Have you ever seen that?
No, the two references that get made are specifically toward Rakim and Nas, and you could make the argument that Rakim is still in his prime, but it's the tail end. And Don't Sweat the Technique is definitely not its predecessors. It's not as strong as the three previous albums. And at the point where Nas took a 5 year break, I mean, it'd been probably 5 years removed from being considered in his prime. He took the 5 year break. So,
well, all right, let's put all of this in context, right? Like, I think, at least for me, with the Rakim that you're speaking about, those are Eric B. and Rakim albums. And so Don't Sweat the Technique dropped in 92. Eric B. and Rakim broke up. Rakim has to navigate through a whole new industry, get a whole new record contract, whole new management, everything. So I kind of don't really count the Rakim thing. His group broke up. And we're talking about 92 to 97, respectfully, right? And I think we view Eric B. and Rakim as something different. Now, Nas's 5 year break, when was that exactly?
I think they're talking about the gap between Life is Good and Nasir.
Okay. Now, if we're talking about that gap, what number album was Nas on Life is Good?
I think at the time that was probably like 9 or 10, something like that.
Was it? Even counting the compilations and everything?
I mean, Illmatic, it was written. I Am, Nostradamus, Godson, Lost Tapes, Stillmatic, Distant Relatives, Streets Disciple. The End album is 10. So that was probably about album number 11. Life is Good is like album 11.
11 or 12 if you want to count The Firm, right?
Oh, God.
And if you want to count Queensbridge, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So this ain't the same. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the same.
He was way. That's what I mean. Like, Nas was so heavy off into it when he took a break. It was like, how about this? His break was possibly thought of as a retirement. That's how far off into it.
I mean, at that point, after Nas made Life is Good, none of us were expecting any more albums from him. Anything else was just extra. Like, it's whatever at this point. And I felt the same way about the Rakim thing, right? Like, I think after Don't Sweat the Technique and Eric B. and Rakim broke up, if we got another Rakim album, great. If not, you know what I'm saying, I think we didn't really expect it after the Nas's, the Biggies, Pac started to emerge, Jay came around. We really didn't expect another Rakim album. So saying all that to say, this break that Kendrick's on, I don't think it's something that we can just, sneeze at. This is something that is unprecedented, really, in hip-hop. No one's taking a break like this, especially in their prime. I think one of the bigger breaks, and I think it was a mistake as well, when Method Man took a break from Tikal to Tikal 2000. But he still had all those Wu-Tang albums in the middle. He still had Wu-Tang Forever in the middle of that. I think that Method Man needed a hip-hop album in 1996. I think Method Man needed an album in 96, in my opinion.
So here's what, did you say the Cow came out in 94, right?
Yeah.
T2 came out in what, 98? That's 98, right?
Mm-hmm.
4 years?
Yeah.
4 years?
Still 4, but yeah, it's not 5.
Do you know that most of Method Man's legacy as an MC was actually cemented in that gap that you're talking about?
You're right. No, I agree. So it's not even, this ain't even the same.
Without an album.
Without an album.
An album, from 94 to 98, that's actually when most of his legacy is cemented.
I
Because
mean, how high is 96?
Liquid Swords,
Yeah.
boxing, the Purple Tape, Ice Cream, Wu Gambinos.
His work on Wu-Tang Forever.
No. Both remixes to I'll Be There For You. That's 95.
So I want to read the comment if you don't mind.
Please do.
All right. So the comment was left in our comment section when Coop went on his epic rant about Kendrick Lamar.
The long comment that you posted.
Yeah. So
I was meaning to go in there. I didn't have time.
So the gentleman named Info, gentleman or gentlewoman, I'm not sure, Kendrick Lamar has 2 Grammys, a key to his city and a Pulitzer Prize just by doing what he do. And all you guys have is 5,000 subscribers. Y'all should seriously leave Kendrick alone and start thinking about how to get your numbers up, bro. At the end of the day, people love Kendrick, even if he drops in 10-year intervals. At the end of the day, the people judge. Go sit down with your 10,000 looking ass. K. Dot is GOAT, period. All right, so nah, I love it, man. Listen, man. Obviously, we have gotten under people's skin when it comes to this.
I hadn't read it, Mike. I hadn't read it in full. I just saw that you posted it.
Look, Kendrick's absence and talking about it is clearly a sensitive subject to Kendrick Lamar fans. I get that. But the reality is the reality. Again, we haven't seen a break like this. And I do want to say something too, man. When we talk about these awards and people being crowned whatever from institutions, whether that be the Grammys, whether that be Pulitzer Prize. I mean, I don't want to sit here and act like that's nothing, but at the end of the day, what is it really, right? These awards weren't given to an Illmatic. They weren't given to a college dropout or whatever. So it's like, you got to kind of take them with a grain of salt. That really doesn't mean anything when it comes to hip hop. And I think that's the great thing about hip hop, right? The people are the voice. Whether those people are in the barbershop with 4 or 5 or 6 people, or a channel with 5,000 subscribers, or a channel with 500,000 subscribers. If the people are saying what they're saying and they're valid points, it is what it is. I think that Kendrick fans they're afraid. They're afraid that he might really be losing his grip like we're alluding to. And JD Free says, K-Dot is not that guy anymore. How can he be? He's been missing for 5 years. Y'all tell me somebody in hip hop that was missing for 5 years and was still that guy.
To be honest with you, sometimes when people try to defend somebody, they kind of make the point for you. So everything that he's saying about what Kendrick's done, I guess the person that's in rebuttal to my rant, everything that they're saying is solid, and those are all very valid and reputable accomplishments that Kendrick should be proud of. But what we're trying to say is that, and this is why I do think the Rakim comparison is valid and why I do bring it up. Mike, when Rakim left, he was considered to be not only the greatest MC in the game, but the greatest MC of all time. Mm-hmm. I want to say that again. When he left, he was not only considered to be the greatest MC at the time, but the greatest MC of all time. And so I want everybody to understand that when Kendrick left, nobody was saying he was the greatest MC of all time. And Rakim came back to Jay-Z, Nas, and Tupac, and Big, and Wu-Tang, and Redman, and Outkast, and Lauryn Hill. You feel what I am saying? And so it didn't hit the same when he came out in 97, even though, I'm going to keep on saying, there's plenty of evidence that, that guy is the greatest MC of all time on the 18th letter. It's been a long time, evidence.
You know what?
The saga begins, big evidence.
You know what? I and not to cut you off, but I think that what you're saying is even more valid, and I can actually reflect it to my own life because, I'm an old nigga now, right? In '97, I was in like ninth grade. So, and we're talking about I'm sorry, we're talking about this 5-year difference still, right? 92 to 97. Rakim was a whole new person to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't have much knowledge of what Rakim had done before, especially with, Don't Sweat the Technique being the last. I might have heard the song, but I was introduced to a whole new rap game. And so that lets you know in context how far that 5 years is. I mean, your daughter's in ninth grade, right?
Correct.
So yeah, it's the same thing for her, I would imagine. Like, I mean, she might be more into hip hop because hip hop is a lot more global in her era than it was when we were growing up. But yeah, I mean, does she remember Damn like that? Like, what's her memories of K. Dot and his dominance? Because it's the same time frames, you know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing about it. Is like, she knows who he is.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for her generation, J. Cole resonates more.
He's active.
He's active.
It's what it is. And you know what?
She knows who Kendrick is, but she knows Cole's music more.
And
like,
see, growing up, I know KRS's music more because he was active.
Hold on, how about this? She knows Nas more than she actually knows both of them right now, which is crazy to me because he came out when I was in 7th grade. And my daughter is in 9th grade, and she knows him very, very well because of this run he's been on the last few years. Because if you think about it, the ages of 12 to 15, which has been the last 3 years of her life, is usually when you start look at the run he's been on the last 3 years. So it's like, it's like she knows who Nas is almost as well as I do, but like she knows a totally different guy.
LP brought up a really good point in the chat. He said that it's easier to listen to the old stuff now, though, Mike. You're right. You know what I mean? Like, back then, all we had was what was in front of our faces, what was on BET, what was on MTV, what was on the radio. And if they no longer had Rakim in rotation, then you probably weren't going to hear it. I think Know the Ledge kind of stuck with me. I remember that. But again, when Rakim was coming back, everybody was like, the God's coming back, this and that. And I was being reintroduced to Rakim as, 97 as a 14, 15-year-old or whatever. And and so and I remember when that Guess Who's Back came out, and I was like, this is the guy that everybody's talking about. So I mean, I'm saying all that to say, but 5 years is a long time in hip hop.
Let's unpack a couple of things. As somebody who was acquainted with Rakim, because I'm a few years older than you, Mike. You know what I'm saying? So hold on. So when the 18th letter is coming out, that's 97. So what did you say? You're in 9th grade?
Yeah, I was in 9th grade in 97. Yeah.
Okay, so that's my 11th grade. 97 going into 98. That's your okay, right? So this is my 11th grade.
No. You know what? I think I might have been in
8th grade.
Because when Pac died, I was in 9th grade. That was 96 to 97. And then 97 going into 98 was my 10th grade. Yes, I might have been in 10th, and you were in 11.
Okay.
Something like that.
That seems about right. But here's what I'm saying. If you knew Rakim's catalog, even them as a teenager, you didn't like Guess Who's Back because you knew that wasn't an accurate representation of the greatest MC of all time.
Yeah.
So when you heard It's Been a Long Time and the saga begins in New York, you're like, there we go.
Yeah, no. I eventually got it. But I'm just saying off of that first glance, and it lets you know how long 5 years is in hip hop.
Right, because think about this. This is going on with the guy that everybody feels like is the greatest MC of all time. And so when people are looking at us like we're tripping, it's like, no, like maybe you weren't there or maybe you just don't understand. But it's like the greatest MC of all time, once upon a time, took a 5-year break. And came back and dropped a single, and Guess Who's Back is a dope song, but it's not a reflection of how great Rakim is, and it wouldn't get played in the verses, in my opinion, because it's not one of his 20 best songs, correct?
No, correct. I wouldn't even think to play it.
The saga begins, and It's Been a Long Time would get played, wouldn't it, Mike?
Possibly. I mean, he has a very deep catalog, so yeah.
Saga Begins is getting played. I think that's one of Pete Rock's best beats, Mike.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, just think about a 10-year-old to a 15-year-old, right? And that 5 years, makes a big difference, especially when you're coming off of an album that was so highly regarded. And and not even just an album, a 4-album run that was highly regarded. All right, we were going to talk about Damn in that reference too, right? And we were just talking about Rakim and Eric B and Rakim breaking up.
Mm-hmm.
Is Damn that strong where people feel like you can just leave on that and boom, this is the trump card. Nothing is beating that. Have we had albums since Damn dropped in hip hop that are better than that album and that make you forget about that album?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't play Damn like that. I told you, and it's not like a knock to Damn. It's just like, Mike, I've been on an Alfredo kick the last 2 days. I've been playing Alfredo. I told you, the kick. When we was talking about it, Mike, behind the scenes, and I was like, you like this better than Damn? And you were like, no, I like Damn better. I was like, man, Alfredo better than Damn to me. And I meant that, and it made me play Alfredo. I've been playing Alfredo for the last 2 days. I think Alfredo is better than Damn. I think Pray for Paris is better than Damn. I think Magic is better than Damn. I think KD2 is better than Damn.
That's what you asked me in the
That's if Magic and KD2 is better.
And I want to ask the people in the chat. What is the better album between Damn and Magic, or what is the better album between KD2 and Damn? If you're putting those 3 albums in order, from greatest to least, where are you putting Damn?
On its best day, it's going to end up in the middle, probably. That's what I'm saying.
Because what I want to do is, I think that Damn was the album of the year for 2017, right?
Right.
So let's put Damn up against the albums that were album of the year contenders and album of the year in the years after that. So like 2018, we're dealing with Daytona, we're dealing with Victory Lap, you're dealing with Astro World, right? I remember 18 being a very deep year.
My guy Keith just hit me, and my guy Keith just hit me. Keith is from the Virgin Islands and from the Bronx. They used to live down here. Mm-hmm. My wife used to do music with me, but he lives in Seattle now, and he just texted me and said, Atlanta is not Atlanta.
Atlanta is not Atlanta. We're going to get to that, too. Okay, so this is what people have said in the chat. Terminator 2 says Magic, KD2, then Damn. LP says KD2, Damn, then Magic. Mike 100 says Magic and KD, then Damn.
Those are the best case in the middle.
Then I see Damn is better than Magic. Jack 777 says Damn is definitely better than Magic and KD2. Damn is better than KD2, but not Magic. That's what DeCarlo said. Book of Ryan also came out in 2018. Okay. To address those, when I was on the phone with Coop, I said that I thought Damn was better than KD2 and Magic. I did say that.
No, I agree.
And Coop disagrees.
I do.
And we can look at that.
Because hold on, because the highlights on Damn on both KD2 and on Magic, I can cancel out your highlights. And when things start, and this is what I'm saying, and this is where things really get objective and come down to preference. Oh, Mike, when it starts getting tight, I start thinking about, well, who's the better MC?
I ain't gonna lie, man. Kendrick got busy on Damn.
Not like Nas did on Magic. Like Kendrick, how about this? Lyrically, Kendrick got busy on Damn more than Nas does on KD2, but not on Magic, Mike. I can cancel out Kendrick's lyrical performances on Damn on Magic. You want to go?
I definitively said that Damn was better than KD2, and I like KD2 a lot. But Magic made me, that was a slow answer. I'm not quite sure. Don Gollery says Magic is better than Damn. Daytona is close.
Mike, Daytona's better than Damn too. You know how I feel about Daytona. Daytona's better than Damn too. I'm sorry.
You know how I feel about Daytona. Daytona's better than Damn.
Yeah.
But I know what everyone's gonna say. It's 7 songs. It's like 30 minutes, whatever. Daytona is epic. I was gonna get to. Well, I guess we should get to Daytona. We're talking about 2018. Daytona and the work. Huh? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nope, you go ahead.
I was going to say the work that Pusha T and Kanye West. I was just
wondering which year we were working in. Are we going 18 to 20?
Let's go 18 up.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to know.
Let's go 18 up. The work that Kanye West and Pusha T put together on Daytona is epic. And especially during the time when we thought that, I know as many times people thought Kanye lost his mind, but the things that Kanye was going through during that time period, the TMZ interview, the Charlemagne the God interview, the MAGA hat, and he produced these records. And honestly, they came off very uncharacteristic of Kanye's production style too. And they perfectly fit Pusha. And bar for bar, Pusha is killing everything on Daytona. Not to mention the one feature that Kanye had on there with What Would Meek Do is one of his best verses ever. Rick Ross came through on hard piano, incredible appearance there, and then Pusha killed it as well. Santeria is chilling. He came with Infrared, and man, the bars on Infrared that woke Drake up to the point where he felt like he had to say something. I mean, Daytona's epic. You can say whatever you want about it being 7 songs, but the impact of that shit is still standing and lasting. And we're gonna get to Pusha T in a minute. I don't like Pusha talking about all this stuff about this album, and I mean Daytona's a tough one to follow up. That's just real.
Yeah, no, we're gonna get into some things because I think people are gonna be surprised today at some of the stances and takes that we're about to actually say, possibly. But before we do all of that, let's run down this album stuff with Damn, because let's go ahead and speak to it. Like, first of all, there's nothing on Damn that culturally resonates like If You Know, You Know does on Daytona. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Is there anything production-wise on Damn that is superior to Daytona?
No, it's not.
Is there anything lyrically outside of feel and element on Damn that's superior to Daytona?
Some would say.
I'm asking questions.
Some would say the last song. No. Some would say the last song. Duckworth.
No. Duckworth is like a Nas, Biggie, like Scarface, Ghostface, like Slick Rick, all time. Yeah, like if you want to say Duckworth on an all time, just like MC level, where it's like a MC like hits you with something. When you like, how about this? I love Duckworth, but part of why I love Duckworth is because the context of Duckworth, like the story is great, but what's really the greatest part about the story to me is the fact that he held it till this long before he told the story on record, which makes me not really know how great the record really is live.
I want to acknowledge some people in the chat. They're naming some good records. Lust and Fear.
Huh?
Lust and Fear. Yes. The third verse on Fear. Yeah,
hard piano. What would Meek do?
Well, see, I think now we're having a content discussion for some. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's where what Pusha T does so well, it gets limitized. If that's a word, y'all know what I mean. It gets limitized by his lack of content. And when somebody like Kendrick goes through and does something like Fear or Lust, it just hits on a different level. Now, I will give the people that. I agree with that. I think that there are some outstanding moments on Damn. I just think that, I don't know, man, it just Daytona just different.
Let me be honest and let me be fair. As somebody that thinks Nas is the greatest MC of all time and that is a big Rakim fan and usually has Rakim at number 2 and usually has Tupac at number 3. I'm obviously pretty content heavy. Mm-hmm. What I'm going to submit to you is, even if you want to say that Kendrick is better lyrically than Pusha T on Damn and the content is the deciding factor, well, let me give you that. But let me give you something like, I don't know, The Diary by Scarface. Now, Mike, The Diary by Scarface isn't some lyrical tour de force, but it's better than almost every lyrical album that came out that year, with the exception of like the infamous of the Purple Tape, because sometimes it's about embodying something and making you feel something. And so like Push is embodying something, making you feel something. The production's better. It's not like lyrically, he's not, even if you feel like Kendrick's better, it's not like Push is not in the same realm. It's not like Kendrick is somewhere that Pusha can't go as an MC lyrically. That's not going on Daytona. And so if what you have to lean on is the lyrics, and I got you everywhere else, then that means Daytona's better.
Well, one thing I will say that Kendrick did very, very well on Damn. I think Damn is probably his best end-to-end song making album. Like he embodied his ability to make songs. And if we want to talk about an area where To Pimp a Butterfly isn't that strong, it's in that area where it's put together very well on the production end, creatively, conceptually, but being able to make those songs where you could go in and go out and people resonate with them, I think the best job he did with that was on Damn. Because he kind of found, I don't want to say he found his sound, but yeah, in a way, if we want to sit here and pinpoint what Kendrick Sound is, I think we got a glimpse of that on a lot of stuff on Section 80. And I think he doubled down on that on Damn.
Getting kind of technical.
I know, yeah. But you know what? When it comes to people like Kendrick and Eminem, you kind of have to get technical, it seems like.
Right.
And again, with people like Pusha T, you don't have to get technical. You just press play and you bobbing your head. And you sitting here like, the bust down, what do you say, lower levels where you settle at. I'm the pot calling the kettle black. Where's no dog pedal at between God and where the devil's at. Had the double dutch and double back. And hopscotch to where the trouble's at. Exactly what the game's been missing. You don't have to get nerdy on that shit. Like, it's just,
Serve.
So, I mean, listen, for me, it's Daytona. But I want to give Damn all of its props, too. I don't want to sound like we're just the Kendrick hating machine.
No, it's a valid argument in conversation. It's just the answer is Daytona. I didn't say it wasn't valid. It's not like it's not close.
LP says, Damn, 7 best records versus Daytona. Who wins? See, the reason I don't like doing that is because if we did that when it was written in Illmatic, it would be a much closer conversation.
To be honest with you, even if you were to do that, it's like, I'm okay with that. You understand that?
I'm okay with that too, actually. But I'm just saying, I don't like doing that, What about Victory Lap?
Because how about this? I think Damn is better than Victory Lap, but not by much.
Which one means more culturally?
Victory Lap. But that's,
yeah.
You're dealing with posthumous situations too, so.
It's true. It's true. What about Astro World?
Right there. That's what I mean. Like Kendrick lyrically is better than all these albums, but that's what I keep saying. It's just like, what are you listening to though?
I'm listening to Astro World first. I'm sorry. World, right. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm listening to Astro World.
Me too.
5 times out of that 6.
And
I have been.
And I'm the one that loves the MCs, Mike. That's what I'm saying. It's like, no, I love the MC and the craft the MC and play Astro World and Daytona over Damn.
But see, this is the thing, Coop. It's been since 2017, right? And I want to go back to LP's point earlier. We have access to everything now. So all music is super accessible. When I get in my car, man, I can't tell you the last time I put on Damn. But I can tell you the last time I put on Astro World, and I want to hear Stargazing in the morning to get going. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because you need to hear Stargazing. There's something on that project. You're like, let me hear that. I'm the same way. Sometimes I'm like, it's not even Daytona. It's like, I need to hear what would Meek do. And then it's like, you want to know, let me hear Daytona.
Yeah, I mean, it happens that way. Another album that does me like that too, man, is Project Pat Mr. Don't Play. Like, if I end up playing, like, We Could Get Gangsta or whatever, I end up playing the whole album. But there's nothing on Damn that makes me like, yo, I got to go hear this song and, to get my day going, at least. Or to even chill. Like, I don't know, man. And again, it's very difficult because on a technical level, I think Damn is an impressive project. No, I could see it being great in its era.
Great.
Like, it is what it is. Yeah.
It is great. I'm not saying that it's not great. What I'm saying is that these are the albums that I think are greater that have come out since it came out. Daytona, Astro World, KD2, Magic, Alfredo, Pray for Paris.
Are we out of 2018 yet?
No, I think we are now because
there's nothing in 2019 that's better than Damn.
No, I don't think. No, we're not having that conversation.
So now we're gonna go to 2020, and now that's when you get Pray for Paris in the building.
Next.
I think Pray for Paris is better than Damn. And I know for a lot of people that might be difficult to see because, again, it sounds like we're saying that West Side Gun is on a rapping level like Kendrick, and that's not the case. Like, talking about the album. Alfredo.
Love Alfredo. Hey, you want to know what? The last couple of days, I've realized that if I could go back, I would put Alfredo ahead of From a King to a God, and I would move From a King to a God down to number 3 on our 2020 Album of the Year list.
I'm not mad at that. I kind of feel that way too.
And I would put Alfredo at number 2 right after Pray for Paris, and then I would move From a King to a God down to number 3, which, by the way, Mike, was clearly the best MC and lyrical performance that year, but I would put the album at number 3 now, even reflecting on it 2 years later, because Alfredo and Pray for Paris just hold up better.
Don says Pray for Paris.
How super lyrical miracle you are.
Don says Pray for Paris isn't better than Damn. This is the thing, man, and it's like I understand that.
No, let's pull the records out. Aren't they about?
Are we gonna pull the records out?
Yep.
You pull out Pray for Paris. I'll pull out Damn real quick.
Victory.
You got it?
It won't take long. Trust me.
Okay. Because yeah, we got 14 tracks here. I think Pray for Paris is a little bit more than that, right?
13.
Okay.
It's got the 400 million plus tax, so it's 12 actual songs.
Okay, 12 actual songs. All right, I'm gonna start with DNA.
Okay. DNA's better than No Vacancy, but I love No Vacancy.
Okay. So that's one for Kendrick.
Yeah. What's next?
All right, we got Yeah.
George Bonda.
Well, that's not even a conversation.
It's
Okay.
tied 1-1.
Element.
327. 327 with Tyler and Joey Badass. I'm going Element.
You going Element? I was gonna go the other way.
Really?
I was.
What do the people say?
Yeah. What's the
Because I think Element might be the best overall mic performance end to end, even though Feel has the best verse on the album.
What do y'all think? What's the better song, Kendrick Lamar, Element, or West Side Gun 327?
Tyler and Joey pairing was nice though.
It was. I liked it a lot, man.
I kind of want to change my mind actually live now that we're saying it. Like,
nah, man, shit was dope, man. I swear Paris should be prayed for. I don't know, man. I'm going with 327, man.
I'm gonna change Mike. I'm changing my mind live. I'm going for 327 too. The people going to say something.
Well, people are saying Element. The Truist says Element.
Okay.
Jack 777 says Element.
Okay.
The Internet Artist Repertoire says Element. Okay, we'll go with Element.
We're giving it to Element. Okay.
French
Toast versus Feel. That's still Feel, even though I love French Toast.
Okay.
Right?
Yep. Loyalty.
I like Eurostep more than Loyalty, but that's on some rap shit. What say you?
I gotta go with Loyalty on that one.
Okay.
I like Loyalty. It's actually one of my favorite songs on the album.
It's like the 5th or 6th best song, but okay.
You don't like the happy shit.
No, I like the Kendrick and Riri back and forth, but it's not better than DNA, Element, Feel, or Love. So it would be 5th at best, and then if you account Duckworth, 6th. So it's a 6th.
I like Loyalty better than Duckworth. All right, Pride.
That's Allah sent me, so that's Allah sent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Humble.
500 pound ounces. 500 pound ounces.
500, yeah. Okay. Lust.
Versace
got that.
Yeah. So it's tied.
Okay, we got Love. I really like that song.
Claiborne Kick. That's Love.
Yeah.
Sean versus Flair.
XXX featuring U2. Sean.
Versus Flair.
Yeah.
We're tied.
Fear.
Party with Pop Smoke.
Huh. I don't know.
I don't know either. See, this is what I mean.
I don't know.
What are the? I'm gonna let the people. What do the people say?
Yeah. What do y'all say? Kendrick Lamar, Fear, or West Side Gun, Party with Pop Smoke. We'll get back to that.
Okay.
God.
La Diablo. That's it. That's the last record.
Okay.
Yeah.
People are saying Fear. Sophia S says, I can't stand Humble. I never could. DeCarlo says Fear easily. Okay. So even with that, the 6-6 and Duckworth would be a tiebreaker, and Duckworth, is just an extra song, so that kind of wins. But I will say, man, I just feel like when you talk about songs that have lasted longer, what's the replay value looking like for Dan?
That's exactly what I thought about when you played these songs, because it's like, well, most of the songs that even Kendrick won, I was like, well, I'm playing outside of Element and Feel, Mike. I'm playing the other songs on West Side more. Like Element, Feel, and Love are the clear wins for me. But all those other records in terms of replay value all belong on the West Side. That's why I say Pray for Paris is better, because it's like, if you want to go song for song and tell me like the albums are like close to being a tie or tie-ish, it's like, no, I'll give it that respect. I'm not saying it's not a fair argument and conversation. What the hell are you playing though? Because if you're playing Allah Sent Me, you're playing George Bondo, Eurostep, French Toast, 327, 500 Pound Ounces, Versace, Claiborne Kick, Sean. No, you're playing these records.
To be perfectly fair.
You're not playing all that stuff on Dan. Like, people don't wake up. Here's what I'm saying. People don't wake up like, let me hear that Fear off Dan. People be waking up like, I need to hear that Eurostep. I need to hear that 500 Pound Ounces. I need to hear that Allah Sent Me. It's different.
You know what? This is the thing, and I want to be fair, right?
Acknowledge that it's different. Stop doing the nerdy stuff for Kendrick.
It is
and
different.
Then get on us. No, stop doing the nerdy stuff for Kendrick and then telling us that we're getting on Eminem. What are we doing?
We do and I find myself doing similar things. I
give because now it seems like the race is an issue, because it's like, oh no, we get to be nerdy about Kendrick but not about Eminem.
You're right.
Now what are y'all doing?
You're right. What
are y'all in here doing?
I can't deny that. The thing is,
is the comment section clicking or going off now? Right.
The thing is, man, in hip hop, the game changes so quickly and so drastically. A 5-year break, it's hard to have longevity in your songs unless you out here making like mega, like this is how we do it type of records. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have to have like one of those Bobby Shmurda type of records or We Them Boys type of records that's gonna last over a 5-year break.
Hold on.
And Kendrick don't have none of those, by the way.
Let's break down Duckworth in respect to something. Let's break down Duckworth in respect to one of my favorite. Let's break down Duckworth in respect to my favorite Nas storytelling record, which is actually the setup off It Was Written. Okay, that's my favorite Nas storytelling record. You want to know why? Because it's not Nas on his super lyrical. Nah, he's there in the moment. He's aggressive. He's amped up. He's telling the story. It's detailed. It's fast-paced. Now, Duckworth, on an execution level, in terms of what he's doing, is more impressive. But when you cut on the setup, Mike, it's like no, it makes you feel something. It's like, no, you want to hear that. You wake up. It's like you'll hear a record come up on your playlist. Off It Was Written, like the messenger play. It's like, you want to know what? I need to hear the setup. And you're nodding and you're there. Y'all don't wake up wanting to hear Duckworth. It's not like that. Stop acting that way about these records, because when we have this conversation about Eminem, y'all say we are hating.
You know, it's interesting you say that, because somebody whose skill level, on a natural skill level, rap-wise, is nowhere near Kendrick's, like a Kanye, right? And I looked at the episode too. I can't wait till you see it so we can really, really talk about it. And it's like, you feel this guy. You know what I'm saying? Even if he is not even when he spits corny shit, even when he says stuff like light-skinned friend look like Michael Jackson, dark-skinned friend look like Michael Jackson, it's a gift to be able to make people feel what you're talking about and not have to be super lyrically inclined with it. Now, again, I don't want to sound like I'm punishing people who are super lyrically inclined, but see, again, it's a whole nother lane to be able to be that lyrically inclined and have people feel you, a la Ghostface or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And so what we find ourselves doing, at least I find myself doing when it comes to Kendrick, I'm so impressed with where he's able to take it lyrically that I kind of turn a blind eye sometimes to the fact that his stuff doesn't have as much replay value as some of his peers or people who came before him. And when people tell me now that they're not big fans of Kendrick, I get it. I don't agree, but I get it.
His songs are the closest things we have to rap. When you unwrap them individually, they're the closest things that we have to probably pieces of artwork.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about it. Like that piece of artwork that looks beautiful, like in your house and that wall where you placed it. Well, it doesn't look good in everybody's house. It doesn't look good on every wall. And you can't take that piece of art around in the car with you. Now, can you? And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And this is an artistic aesthetic where it's like, well, you got to be taken different places with it. And his stuff doesn't travel different places because it's more like artwork that you hang.
You know, I would rather hear Redman sometimes just be like, you know, it's the funk Dr. Spot, the punk cock lyricist, my mentality so deaf, yo, I ain't even hearing this shit. Biscuits be cocking back when I be coming. I guess they heard how I be taking MCs out by the hundreds. And that's not like no super complex whatever, but you feel it. Like, I don't know, man. It's tough to describe.
And sometimes when you want to craft it, I want you to craft it all the way. And this is what I mean. Lyrically, as an MC, is he super nice? Yes. But here's what I'm going to tell you is like, how about this? I don't think lyrically he has one performance better than Liquid Swords.
DeCarlo says something in the chat, and I agree with you. DeCarlo says something in the chat. He said, Mike, what's the replay album on Tupac's album that's not All Eyes on Me? I mean, Keep Your Head Up has replay value. Dear Mama has replay value. Temptations has replay value. Yeah, I don't know. Even Brenda's Got a Baby, and I don't even think Brenda's Got a Baby even is the tip of the iceberg of what Pac could do at the time. But that still has replay value.
Hold on. If
we want to talk about what my homies call and stuff like that, yeah, whatever. I get around. I mean, come on.
What are we doing?
I don't know what we're doing.